Welcome to Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. I'm your host, Lady D Denise Gomez Green, inviting you to join me each week for real conversations, powerful stories, and uplifting perspectives that shine a light on voices from the community and the diaspora. Kick off your week with the Monday Drive from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Dive deep on Thursdays with Center Stage from 6 to 8 p.m. And ease into your weekend with Satideh Mawnin runnings every Saturday at 10 a.m. Catch Voices with Lady D on YouTube, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network online, and YouTube, and Fit FM 96.7 in Stuart Castle, Trelawney, Jamaica, or tune in on Linkage Radio online. So lock in, turn it up, and remember, every voice has power. This is Voices with Lady D. Celebrate the heartbeat of Caribbean culture with Satideh Mawnin runnings. Join us on Saturday at 10 a.m. on YouTube as we showcase the vibrant heritage of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean with 4 incredible women: Sherns, Max, Jackie, and yours truly, Lady D. From powerful stories to cultural traditions, we're bringing the flavor, rhythm, and excellence of the Caribbean straight to you. It's more than a show. It's a celebration of the roots and traditions that inspire and unite us. Subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to stay connected. Every Saturday at 10 a.m., it's Satideh Mawnin runnings. Come feel the vibes. Satideh Mawnin runnings, where Caribbean heritage comes alive. Hey Trelawney, it's Lady D, reaching you straight from New York with love. Catch me every week on Fit FM 96.7 in Stuart Castle, Duncan's Trelawney, Jamaica. It's Voices with Lady D on Linkage Radio, streaming live on YouTube. Join me Monday for the Monday Drive from 5 to 7 p.m. and Friday for Center Stage from 5 to 7 p.m. And me just want to know who under the mango tree with them iPhone, iPad, and transistor radio, because trust me, you can't afford to miss the show. Music, vibes, and real talk every time. Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. Stay locked in. Trelawney, me love you no bad. Voices with Lady D just hit 1,000 subscribers. From Bronx banter to Jamaican flavor, we've reached a sweet milestone: 1,000 amazing supporters. If you've ever smiled, nodded, or said yes while watching, now's the time to click that subscribe button and stay locked in. More laughs, more real talk, more unforgettable moments. Let's keep the vibes flowing. Subscribe now and bring a friend. Ready for real talk and powerful conversations? Then subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube, where culture meets commentary and the diaspora speaks loud and clear. Don't just scroll. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and tap the bell so you never miss a moment. From laughter to legacy, it's all happening here. Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. Family, this Saturday at 10 a.m. on Satideh Mawnin runnings, we're discussing the things that made us then and tomorrow. Others are watching how we live faith, treat people, and prioritize time. When Sunday meant church and community still meant family. Has the concept that it takes a village to raise a child been replaced by social media? Bring your stories, your memories, and your solutions because we are shaping tomorrow right now. Saturday, October 25 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, live on Voices with Lady D. Like, share, subscribe, and join the chat. We want to hear from you. Saturday Morning Runnings, where culture meets conversation.
Oh,
And morning to me.
howdy.
Howdy, Max.
Howdy doody do.
Yeah, we're doing the do. Good morning,
Yes, we
everyone.
are.
Welcome to Saturday morning runnings. Yeah,
Maybe we should create a team song and you
a
will be the
Saturday
main singer.
morning runnings. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
that's
a
a
team
good
song.
idea. Mhm.
Yes, do a team song so we can play it right before we start
We
talking.
start talking absolutely. So that's another project to be done. Welcome,
Yes.
everyone. It's Saturday morning runnings right here on Voices with Lady D. And this morning ought to be interesting because we're going to dig up some things as to who we are now, what caused it, what contributed to who we are, how we stay so, and all of that. We welcome you to the show where every voice has power. And, right here on Saturday morning runnings, we jive in a certain way that when you come in, even if it's your first time, you're saying, oh my, them cool over here, man. Them lady are nice.
Mhm.
Because where culture meets conversation, that's our tagline for Saturday morning runnings each and every Saturday at 10 a.m. I'm your host, the Lady D, Denise Gomez Green. With me is, how could I? What have you done, Lady D? How could I not? Welcome. With me, of course, is Shernsy, Madam Ambassador, Sherns,
Hola.
and Max Poet, aka Max Scene Lions, and I'm your host, me, Denise Gomez Green. Jackie will be joining us. Jackie will be joining us in a few minutes, and we are going to have a wonderful conversation. Now, how we roll over here, once you pop into the space, this YouTube channel, labeled as Voices with Lady D. We ask that you tap the like button, that little thumbs up, tap it. And if you're not a subscriber, we invite you to subscribe. By the way, we are 1,030 near 40 something. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. So we're climbing. We're doing a lot, as we would say, in the back office. And so we want to say welcome to you and to our girl, Jax, who is here looking all spiffy in her that's what, rust?
Orange.
Orange, burnt orange, burnt orange.
Burnt
Yes.
orange, yeah.
Welcome.
Jackie
Welcome.
like our burnt orange.
Mhm. So, morning, everyone. And our topic this morning, the things that made us then, now, and tomorrow.
Hmm.
Co-producer would like to say good morning to you. Co-producer is not in the same space with me. He's out, but I know he will be joining in with his comments. But as he asked me last night, um, who is it that made an impression on me when I was growing up? And I told him. And I also told him that, of course, based on experiences of my own that have formed me into who I am today. Some of us are formed over time, some of us still are waiting in the line to be formed for whatever reason. But life has certainly shaped us, man. Some of us get so hard knock and it causes us to be a little more humble
Mhm.
Yep, some is by will and some is by force, but
Same
Of
way.
course, yes,
Yes.
Mhm.
absolutely.
it's gonna
We,
happen.
it's it's gonna happen. I usually say, as long as we're alive, we'll have an experience
Yeah.
Oh
every
yeah.
day. Something is
The,
going to happen within a day.
the, the moment you pop out of the womb.
Yes, ma'am. Things are happening. So the things that made us then and now, uh, how the values, habits, and faith of yesterday continue to shape the people we are today and the legacy we're creating for tomorrow. Mhm. So this is good stuff because I wonder if we are mentoring anybody, passing on our experiences to anyone, who knows, shaping tomorrow's people. You know the song which says tomorrow's people. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you know. So
Yes, you
Mhm.
can.
we want to say hello to those of you who are like popping in and saying, "Oh, we're not wasting any time. We were so on time this morning. We shocked ourselves." So,
I shot myself out of sleep.
Oh,
so at
Still shock.
so it's 30 minutes after 10 o'clock. We end at 11:30, and we want to get in as much as possible. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Good morning to your co-producer. Morning, morning, morning. Charles, it was first.
Morning.
Man, Charlie, line up. Good morning, sisters and the morning family. Happy birthday to our birthday girl.
Whose
Okay.
birthday is it?
We don't know about birthday, but we know about wedding anniversary,
You know, but anniversary.
which we get
yeah.
into in a minute. So, good
Well,
morning,
it's my
everyone.
it's my it's my son's birthday, so
Mhm. Right.
Oh,
Yes. It's on the
Well,
birthday.
happy
So
birthday.
we do
I'll
have the
let him
segment
know.
coming up. We have the segment coming up. Uh, okay. Mhm. All right. So, hi, welcome, welcome. Let me get you away from me and get over here so we can see our audience as they are coming in. Also, co-producer says, "Morning, morning." Charles says, "Sorry, I meant anniversary." Of course, Charlesy, we'll take that.
oh,
So
Thank
okay.
you, Charlesy.
on Thursday was uh Madam Ambassador's 42nd wedding anniversary. And she says it's what was the term again, Charles? Something dudes?
40 deuce.
42.
News.
40 dudes.
40 deuce.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Gotta
And
do.
Oh,
how was it? How does it feel
yes.
in this season of your life?
Well, I'm grateful. There is I have it on my pillow where my pillow is.
I want to hear this.
Where's
Yeah.
my pillow?
Thankful, grateful. Okay.
Grateful, grateful. I have that
And
pillow and blessed.
and blessed. You see?
Hmm.
That's how I feel because life is such that, it gives you lemons sometimes, and it's what you do with the lemons.
Yeah.
Some people say, oh, I can't deal with it, it's sour. And some people say, pass it with sugar. Let me make some lemonade.
Mhm.
Some may go further and make a lemon meringue pie,
Meringue pie. Mm-hmm.
all of that too. So,
Hmm.
Lemon
you may
pillow.
have it. Yeah. Yeah. So I thank God for his mercy, his faithfulness. It has been a long journey, but it doesn't feel long. It's not boring or anything of that nature. It's been a long journey when you look back, because you're just living day by day, taking things as they come. The, you know,
Yes.
Mhm.
anything that would present itself, challenges and such, you take them in stride, and they just form the pattern of your life invariably as you go along. So but one day we'll turn back around and look how far we have come. So we are kind of, I was saying to myself, there are more years behind us than there are ahead of us.
That's
Mm.
true.
So we just have to look at the tapestry that's being spun. Sometimes when you're doing crochet or needlepoint or knitting, you get to a certain point that you look to see the pattern, is coming along nicely. So that's kind of what we are doing and being grateful at the same time.
Time. Well, we are so thankful that you have lived to see, and of course, we have something planned so that you will both be able to share with us. So we just bid you up, right?
Thank you.
But we do have plans ahead. Yes,
Am I going to Disney World?
that's a nice thought.
That's like for some people, that's like the ultimate. I'm going to Disney World.
Yeah, that's an idea. We could look into. You never
Right.
know. That's right.
All right.
Since many of us have moved away from our homeland, we migrate, immigrate, what have you, and after a while, after you start mingling with different cultures and so on, and a pop question comes out, you're not if I'm but try to answer, you just say, "Oh yeah, I'll think of it, man." You never know. So I may write it.
All right.
So Drea says, "You're batting well and looking really good. Bless the Lord for keeping grace."
That's my middle name,
Yes.
Grace?
Grace.
Grace.
All these years, we never know that.
Yeah, man. I had told my mother she should have put it the other way and give me Grace in front.
Oh,
Because so she always call me both names. When she call me Shronette Grace, but it is. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I just saw a note that co-producer just posted. He says, "Mahir having plantain, cornmeal, and oatmeal
What?
porridge that wifey made."
young people can show off his insurance.
May I tell you?
Interestingly,
Not too
she
much.
fits.
Let me go and drink my little lemon tea.
Yes, so he's at work, and I
Cornmeal
said
and
to him,
oatmeal. Wow.
yeah, she fits well into today's
Strong back, we call that.
Hello. How you know I was
Strong
about
back.
to say strong back business that my
Yes, and front end lifter.
yes.
Hallelujah.
No, you need the peanuts. You need the peanut tonight for it to go that far.
All right.
46.
Right. So he says, it fits well into today's topic. Her grandmother taught her to make porridge, and here I am benefiting. Hey, okay. Thank you.
Granny.
Thank you, Honey Bun. Thank
All right.
you. He says, "Happy
Alright,
42nd
co-producer.
anniversary, Sherns and Ralph. Uno did get parental permission to marry."
Yeah, we had. Let me tell you. When me tell them say me I go run where them no give me it,
Oh dear.
Yeah, man. Me tell them ask me when me I go run where and go look how Jamaica small. But me tell them me say if you no meet me I go run where.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, I mean I'll save all that for another
Time.
Another time.
Of course. I want to say good morning. Well, hello, Lorna Sarah. Hello, Lawrence. How are you? Oh, lemon water and yogurt here.
All right.
Nice.
For a good start.
You could just turn your phone, as we would say in the landscape or crossway, Lawrence, and send a picture to me in WhatsApp so I can just pop it up so we can see. Whatever you're having, if you're having breakfast this morning, just send a picture over. And if it's your first time, please post in the comment section that it's your first time. And as you enter, once again, click on the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's start the conversation. The things that made us then, now, and tomorrow. All right, then. So,
well,
if
I
I
would.
could,
Okay, go ahead.
just one moment. If I could ask for an icebreaker, what's one thing from your childhood that helped shape who you are today?
My grandmother.
Your grandma.
My grandmother. She has always been the picture, even though she's no longer here. She's She was my rock, my everything. She was the father that I knew. I have a poem that I wrote regarding the same topic. And it's funny because sometimes as an adult, sometimes when I look back, I said, but then the wicked thing. Sometimes that's what I think because they beat you for everything and anything. But then when I look further, because I'm more educated now and I think differently now as an adult, I look back and I said, well, it was for my own good. Because the person I've turned out to be, I have to give all respect to her. She taught me how to pray. My grandmother would say, pray, Maxine. She never said, say it this way or say it that way, but I would always listen to her praying. And of course, from learning from her and learning from church as well and listen to how other folks prayed, I learned how to pray. And believe it or not, it has been with me up until now. I still pray. I pray a lot and I pray for every single thing, no matter how small. I never leave prayer out of it. Whatever it is, if I'm going out on the street, I'll pray, Lord, give me guidance to go out. And when I come back, I never forget to say, thank you, Lord, for taking me home safely. That's me. I pray for everything. And I've seen some big prayers answered. I mean, for big, major stuff, I've seen prayers answered. In some cases, it might not have been the way I wanted it answered, or the answer I was looking for, but they were answered. And that's another thing, too. A lot of times when we pray, we're looking for a specific answer. But if God does not see it fit to give you the answer that you are looking for, it's going to give you a different answer, but it's still satisfying. So prayer and my grandmother, those are my two major growing up and still is today.
Wonderful. Sharon C.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also have to refer to grandma and grandpa a lot because there's not a day goes by when I don't quote something that they would say in a given situation, or I don't do something, even cooking, the way I cook certain things. My good friend Mavis, who I went to, we were friends since primary school days. She came and spent last week with me. She just went back this week, so she was here last week. And when I cooked, she said, "My God," she said, "this thing tastes like it make pan wood fire." You know, that type of thing. So some things, they prepared us for life. They prepared me for life. And I appreciate it because they were not very learned folk. They had no degree. They didn't have any textbook to refer to. So they poured into me what they knew from their parents. So they prepared us for life. You know, the practical things. They tell you how to handle yourself when you have much. They also tell you how to handle yourself when you have little or when it's small. You know, you try to stay above. You know, and not only that, they tell you that they put the fear of God in you. I remember my grandmother, if I do something and she gonna reprimand me sternly. I didn't get her beaten, but once in a while she would give me a clap in here and there. She would have go outside, look up in the sky and say, "See God there, see God there." Or she would have say a prayer before she licked me. "Father, I lift my hands to thee. No other help I know." And she about to beat me, you know. And you know, I didn't get beaten for everything because my grandfather never gave me a spanking, never ever clapped me one time. He always just said, "If I lick you, you see. If I lick you, you see cotton fly." But never materialized. So some, they're in their own simple ways. The simplicity of it all was such that we would take it for granted. When we were the recipient of it, we would take it for granted because it was so simple, it came so easily. But now that I am a grandmother myself and I'm pouring into the grandchildren, I am pulling from the experiences I got at my grandmother's and my grandfather's knee.
Yes, thank you. Jax, what say you?
Oh boy, I guess for all of us, it's our grandparents because we grew up with our grandparents. And my grandmother and my grandfather, one of the main things that they instilled in us is love, helping other people. And I can't forget, growing up, the amount of people who have passed through that household, like just needed a place to stay, and people would say, "Go pa brother low, go pa sister low," passing through the district or some. It was like
What was the
Airbnb,
bed
and
and
then my
breakfast?
grandmother would get up in the morning. She would get up in the morning, and she have our enamel basin with the flowers on the side, and
Mm.
that person would get warm water, and she would put it on the veranda, on the what you call it, the
The sill,
on the
on the
column
sill,
or whatever.
the window,
Yeah,
like
on
on
the
the sill.
veranda.
We have
And
a little
and
thing
that
there with a
person
basin. Yes.
and that person would go wash up them face, brush teeth, and get a nice cup of coffee or hot chocolate. I mean, chocolate tea and piece of bread. And they were on their way. And
Mhm.
it's the same. I see people, and then we adopted the same thing because people have lived with us. Even my cousin, who is, well, we call her my cousin, who is living with us right now. She's really not family, but
Mhm.
my youngest, brother and sister, they were out one night and they saw her walking in the district with a rope. Like she was going somewhere, and they were wondering where she was going. Where you going? And only to find out that she was about to go take her life.
Oh
And they
Lord.
talked her out of it, encouraged her to
Mhm.
come home with them. And she's living at the house now for how many? Must be 2 decades.
Yes,
Wow.
that's a
And
blessing.
she's the one who's there when my mother is here. She's there, take care of the house. She had all her kids there and everything. I wouldn't let her. She's not going anywhere.
Mhm.
And she's just one of the few persons who have passed through our household or have come through and found refuge. And we have adopted that. It doesn't matter where we go, people always gravitate to our house, and we're not going to turn them back. We're not going
Mhm.
to say, don't stay. So,
Don't stay. Right.
yeah, that has shaped me the
Thank
way.
you.
Anywhere I
Thank
go,
you.
I cook a meal. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter where I live. People always come and I cook a meal, and people enjoy and stay.
Yeah.
you know? So
And
I got that from there.
I can truly say I'm the I'm the recipient of many meals. So for me, I was raised by Cecil Thomas and Ruby May Sons Thomas, my grandparents, and their children. So when I went to penance at 7, walking into a home, I was christened Catholic. The first time I went to a
Me too.
A Pentecostal church,
Maybe different
I
Catholic to me,
I
sis.
was 7. I found it noisy and I didn't understand it. I thought the people looked strange. So that was just
Mm-mm.
my intro. Anyhow, as the years progressed, they taught us, my grandmother and her children, my grandparents and their children. From my grandmother, she was loving, but in a second, she would just tell you how she felt. But after that, no matter what it was, she kept moving and she loved you anyway. So we were taught to be forthright, to express ourselves. As I was sharing with Eva last night, that, I took that to another level. I didn't know anything about um, being, offering people grace. So I was somewhat harsh. I would just tell you what I felt, not considering how it was impacting you. But over the years, after gaining my own experiences and learning a lot of humility, that changed. So I find that I'm able to now listen to people. I perhaps should have been a counselor, but for that time of my life, I saw how they treated people well, how my grandmother offered service in the community. She became a JP. She wrote recommendations for everybody we could think of, whether they were entering college or for a job related experience, something. So we learned early about serving people, how to be there for people. And even now in my own life, I find that I am the keep in touch kind of person. I like to call you up and say, how are you doing? Even if no one calls me, that is not, and even
Mhm.
if if somebody calls me and I haven't heard from them in a while, I'm not going to say, boy, you know, call me.
Yeah.
I receive the call and I will listen. And I find that people also reach out to me for advice. And I find that some of the times in those moments when I'm speaking, I'm saying things that I didn't even fabricate. It's not things that so I know, you know, that I thought of on my own. I find that they just flow out of me and I'm able to, you know, guide people and share insights with them and kind of redirect them in a positive way. So I'm thankful for my upbringing and it is keeping me today. I think husband is benefiting.
But you know what I always say, God is amazing in
Better.
that, you know, it says that, you know, the steps of a good man are ordered and our steps are ordered and so on. But all the experiences that we have at the time you're garnering we are garnering these experiences, you know, we may not find it pleasant, or we might just think it's routine. Because some things you get almost by osmosis. You just soak it in without even realizing or thinking anything of it. But it later on in life, it's beneficial, maybe to you personally, or given a situation or circumstance that you may be in, is beneficial to somebody. So somebody comes along and they are the recipient
Mm-hmm.
of all
Yes.
the things that you gathered along the way, you know, unbeknownst to you, because your compassion, you may find that you're more compassionate, you're more tolerant, you know, you are more kind. You know, my grandmother always tell me, say, when you cooking, cook extra. Don't count with what
Yes.
we are three, so and so. Cook
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
in case somebody drop by, or for a cup of cold
Mhm.
water. So things like that, you know, it's beneficial to you later,
Yes.
because where we are now in life, I'm sure we couldn't visualize that we would be here. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
No.
From
Mm-mm.
time, this, you know, year 2025,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, oh, it's 10, 25, 25. Come think of it. And you know, you wouldn't we couldn't even dream that the four of us, we didn't even know each other.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
here we
And I still don't have met you, Charlotte or Jackie.
you know,
You see that now? We just
Yes,
realized,
it's just
yeah,
last week I was having a conversation. Somebody was talking to
yeah.
me about the show, and I said to the person, you know, the only person I know is Lady D. I've never met Charlotte nor Jackie. And the
Okay.
person said to me, "Get
You've
out of
never
here! I
met?
can't believe you don't know each other."
never
Yes.
touch you in the physical, but I feel
Yeah.
like I know
No.
you. I just never touched
Right.
you
Yes, me too.
in the physical, but one day.
One day.
Yes.
Absolutely. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do some shout outs. So I got a note from co-producer. He says, say hi to Faye and Christina. Good morning, Faye and Christina. They're on the job. So let's do the
Oh,
wave, girls. We can wave and say good morning.
Good
Hi, Christine.
morning.
Morning, morning.
Morning.
Also, guess who popped in? Stacy. So Stacy says, here, this is my first time and I'm enjoying the topic and conversation. My grandmother was my rock and my guidance. She still is in spirit. And so
wow.
Stacy will be making her debut appearance on my weekly show, Voices with Lady D, because she's an author.
Okay.
Yeah, she's an author. So I'm so happy she was able to join. When I sent her the link 2 weeks ago, because we didn't do no, we did last week.
Um,
We did last week.
yes.
Right. It's a week
Yes,
before.
yes,
Two
we
weeks
did.
ago. 2 weeks ago, she wasn't able to join. So Stacy, welcome. So happy you could
Welcome,
join us.
Stacey.
Charles, it says, so much I learned from this program that I can take with me through this life. Well,
We're
we
very
are
happy.
so blessed with that. Yes.
So
Thank you.
we're impacting lives.
Yeah. Now, co-producer says prayers never stop being effective, even when the person who prayed has passed. I'm now praying the
Yes.
exact prayer that I heard my mother prayed. Absolutely. Good morning, Lilith. How are you? Welcome to you, Gail. Hey, Gail. Gail says Miss Ruby was loving and caring woman of the community. She know my grandmother. My mom would say at her house when she was younger and working away from home. I had the privilege of meeting her before she passed. Yes, thank you, Gailey. It's so good to see you. And yes, okay, co-producer doing his thing in the back there. He's extending welcome. So yes, so as we are, we're trying to capture so much of this loaded topic, really, because there are some positives and negatives. But we thought of the foundation that formed us. You talk about home and daily life. So if we were to go back to grassroots, we could think about the grater, the coal stove. So we had the grater, then blender came, then coal stove, then gas stove came,
Personal
then
stove.
the pedal.
You remember the kerosene oil stove?
The personal,
Right.
there's a cold in the personal.
Absolutely.
It had the holder on the side, the kerosene oil
Yes. With the
reservoir
bottle.
on the side.
Yes.
Yes.
We had one of those.
Sometimes the fire blaze up. I have to turn it down with this thing underneath.
Man, I tell you.
Yeah.
Then
If you turn it down too much, you out.
Yo.
it taught you how to regulate, right? You had to learn that. Then who remembered about the pedal sewing machine? And then we had the electric one that came about, and the hand basin before some people
and
got
constantly evolving.
Yes, life demanded patience and skill. Truly.
Oh yes.
Life demanded patience and skill. And even when we were doing them, for example, so if you were born in that era when there was absolutely no electricity, then that was the order of the day. But
yes,
you still had people who had to do the real traditional, whether it was putting the fireplace together, to put to stick and rub until, or maybe you had the coal stove, or as the transition was being made in advancing.
Or hide the live coal underneath the ashes for the following day.
Hello, talk to me. Logwood heart, Jackie.
Yes.
You have a piece of logwood heart and you keep. Let me tell you, man. Those days. I like to watch these Survivor series where they drop people off in the middle of nowhere. And they let them choose what, their little implements. They might say you can get 3 or 4 items, whatever. And you go scavenge and you try to build a shelter. Me always tell me, keep me so actually, me always say me could have survived that, I could have survived that. Cause somebody could
we survive it already.
Yeah, hello, that was the run of the mill. You if you make fire, get your wood, and just do the fire, make it hot and dead and gone. You preserve it. You keep a little thing in the middle. You get the warm ashes and you keep a little ember for the next go around. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
those things shape us.
The experiences, and even now, if you find yourself in a difficult situation, there is something that you can go back to.
Very much.
Yes, you're gonna get down into something that, whether it's a makeshift, it's a mimicking of something, but it's gonna work. Because one, if you need to eat and you're in some desolate place, you can find a way to eat something.
Absolutely, yes.
And it will be palatable to me. See, some people I'm still going back to Survivor. Me see people are like eat potato raw. The potato just raw. Me say, you can roast it. It can roast, There
you go. Because they don't know that.
They don't know that.
But it can be
you know what? Although we may have despised our humble beginnings, it was invaluable. Those experiences were invaluable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, let me do a quick shout out again. Apparently, when I was saying hello to Faye and Christina, they weren't in the room. So good morning, Faye and Christina, shouting you out this morning as you're working hard. But we
individual shout out.
Yes. So good morning to you. Andrea said, Lord, my finger hurts.
Oh, what do you, Drea?
I guess maybe it's a nostalgic thing I go on. They may not know.
Oh,
Maybe she was the greater
I
maybe
remember
she
the
was the
greater.
greater cougars and chip off her
Oh,
finger.
yes.
So we are still in the
The
segment
greater
about
thing.
the foundation that formed us. So, here we are now talking about family structure, extended families, shared responsibility, respect for elders. We did
You know,
most of that, most of us.
to this day, you
Experience.
know, if I don't have enough bread and you come to my house, you won't know because we were taught to give the best slice of bread to the visitor, and then you eat
Yes.
the bread back. You
We
will
in the
eat the
end,
bread
yeah.
back.
Yes.
So the visitor can get the good slice of bread.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because
Okay,
Yes.
so
you can't look figure give visitor bread back.
you can't give visitor bread back.
No,
No.
no.
Oh,
You
Drea
Not
gotta
at
said
give.
all.
the
When I
greater.
was growing, but the bread back is one thing. When I was growing up, we slept on the pillows without the pillowcase. And all the white pillowcase were washed, starched, and put in the bottom of the dresser drawer. And when the family members from abroad showed up, that's when pillowcases went on pillows. When I was
Oh,
growing up, I didn't know what Ajax was. I didn't know that there was a thing called Ajax to scour your pants and pots. What I knew back then was the coconut couscous and ashes. So we would
Ashes.
dip the,
Yes.
yes, we dip the coconut couscous, wet it in the water, and dip it in the ashes and scour the pot nice and clean. But when you
Boy,
go to
Max.
school, your fingernail
fun,
black
it's
up.
fun.
Let me give myself
When you
up
go to
right
school
here.
and your fingernail black up, you get beaten for your fingernail will black up. Because you don't have no nail clipper, you don't have nothing to clean it
And you
out.
don't have
You know
no
have no
gloves.
manicure set. You know.
And you don't have no gloves. Now I do
Right.
my dishes and
You
I
get no
put gloves
gloves.
on
You
when I'm
not get
washing
no
my
gloves.
dishes.
Forget about that.
Max, I was literally playing at my age with a nice pile of ashes just this summer.
Oh.
Because
Okay.
I have a little fireside out in the front of me, the back of my house, and me roast my breadfruit. Me have a little thing going on there. And I had acquired quite an amount of ashes. I'm looking at the ashes and be like, what a nice pile of ashes this thing. And I'm like, there is nothing I can do with these ashes. But it was a lovely pile of ashes, and I literally sat there. I was just playing with the ashes because I refused to like just scatter it. As a matter of fact, I still have it. I stored it after what me I go do with it. But
So are
it
your pots.
was beautiful to look at and beautiful to touch.
Oh Lord.
Well,
That
Lana said,
was
Lord, I say, Lord,
that was our age back then.
Lawrence, hush. Lawrence said, I hated that man that took took food to neighbors. No, I hated that mom took food to neighbors, giving them all the grief.
I agree.
I
Of all the things, the gravy.
Lord, Father. Hush. And so Dawn, you're welcome.
I
Dawn
don't
is
know who
saying
has had this
thank you.
experience too, but we lived close to a Indian family. My grandmother, they were our closest neighbor, and every evening, whatever they cooked, the only time we didn't get dinner from them was when they cooked pork because we didn't need pork. But every evening, when they cook, they would send over plates of food to my grandmother. And when my grandmother finished cooking, I have to bring dinner over to them every evening,
Oh
solitarily,
my
except for when they
gosh.
do pork. We exchange
Wow.
dinner every evening. And though my grandmother did not eat chicken, when they cook chicken, they'd still send it because I eat chicken. And that was for years it happened.
That's neighborly. That's what you call neighbor.
Yeah, that's
You
very
know,
Yes.
neighborly.
nowadays, listen, I lived in an apartment building in New York, and it was months before I actually knew who my neighbors were. You know what happened?
Yeah.
It was so cold. The light went off, and the hot water shut down, and the pipes were about to burst in the building, and everybody was trying now to get together because the landlord was showing up and all of that. And the neighbor next door came and knocked on my door and asked me if I had water. And that's how I knew who my neighbor was.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's just not
That is
how I
true.
grew up.
Yeah,
Right.
that type of
That's
living.
not
That
how I
type of
grew up, you
living.
know. But
Mhm.
is missing. That type of living is missing.
Yeah.
One of a guy my cousin grew up with, actually right on Edson. He lived on Edson, and his classmate lived. Somebody went to primary school with. Lived
Ladies,
on
just
block.
I'm just going to remove myself, but I'm still here.
Mhm.
Excuse me, audience. I'll be right back.
Go and
Yeah,
talk. Go
he
on, go
lived
and
on the
talk,
block, but
Sharon.
he didn't know, and it was only when he was moving. He was moving, and it was in the middle of the day, and the truck outside, and he saw the guy, and the guy said, "Man, be glad we meet up, and my neighborhood." And he said, I move out, and I leave, all these
Wow.
years they were living on the same street and did not know, and it's only because he was
No.
moving away, and it was at a time of day and normally wouldn't be around, and the guy came
Okay.
in time and see him and happy now and find him and say, "Yes, you live on my street," and he's like, "No, I move." So
Oh
Oh
my
sometimes
Lord.
God.
you don't know who
Too
your neighbor
late.
is. You don't know if
Look
you
at
have
that.
been for years and you don't know who your neighbor is. So
But
that sort of presence is missing.
one thing that also happened with that in situations like that, they leave at a different time to go to work. I leave
Yes.
at a different time to go to work. When I come in, they might be home, or vice versa. Or you might stop at the
Mhm.
supermarket, whatever. But we never cross paths. You just hear them at the
Mhm.
door going in, and I mean the doors are literally right next to each other.
Other,
Mhm.
yes.
You
The
just never
apartments,
see them.
yeah.
Sometimes I hear the sound of people. Sometimes I open the door just to see if I can say hi to my neighbor. But they weren't the kind of people
Yeah.
who really wanted to talk to anybody.
That's the thing. Sometimes they're not friendly. It's not a case where you would, because growing up the way we did, like Max would say, you bring a plate of food and so on. Here, you bring a plate of food, you're looked at with suspicion.
Yes.
Yes, you could just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when it become acquainted, you can't just offer it. If it's something that you bake, maybe some cookies or some buns or something, but to bring
Yeah.
actual cooked dinner, some people ain't
Yes.
gonna
You know what?
gravitate towards that.
Besides the mere fact that we all cook differently, different ingredients, people have allergic reaction to things, and
Mhm.
sometimes your kindness can cause you to get in trouble because next thing you know, the
True.
person have an adverse reaction to something. They get sick,
Something.
they can't go to work, them
Yeah.
sue you for loss of wages, pain and
Hmm.
suffering, and all you was trying to do was just be
Being
neighborly.
kind.
Yeah,
Just
so
be,
Hmm.
just be
it's
nice.
a different situation we're in right now. So some things,
Yeah.
Yes.
you can't just continue.
Yeah. But
Absolutely.
it wasn't just when I was in Jamaica and I was working, I we had a community thing that we did. I was working at the tourist board, and the meetings would be held there in Ocherias, and it was Saint Anne. We called it Saint Anne Commission for the Homeless. And I said to them one day in the meeting, I said, a lot of these people, they just want a little food to eat.
Yes.
I said, we're in touch with all these hotels. And I said, they dump a lot of the food that they cook. Like,
Right.
if they take it off the buffet line, they're not going to reuse it. They're going to dump it.
Yeah.
So I said, if
Hmm.
we salvage some of that food, the good, food like the ones that nobody played up in or whatever, they have in the kitchen left over, I said we could feed a lot of these people on the street. And, they told me that they couldn't do that because it's a liability. If any one of those
Yes, it is.
persons is
Yeah.
sick,
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
and I'm talking
Hmm.
about this in Jamaica, I'm talking about 20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
And if
Yes.
any one of those persons got sick or
Yeah.
even passed away, they would be
Yeah.
liable. So for
Yes.
that reason,
Yes.
they couldn't do it. I
Yeah.
don't know if they do that now, and they probably have something
I
to
would
say that would.
imagine, they have some semblance of that because, like you said, it's a worthy cause. So you're
Yeah,
looking at it
Yes, it
from
is.
that viewpoint, but when you consider what can transpire just from your actions, you have
right,
good intention, but it backfire.
Right.
You
So
Yeah.
know.
you have
right,
to
and that's coming from
go
a
through.
place where even now, my mother cooks for the shut-ins whenever she goes home. You know, every Friday she would cook for the people who are shut-ins, the older people, and all of that. And that's coming from my grandparents' time. You know, always looking out for the lesser among us, or people who are just in need.
And we are still in the so I'm back. I just had to, but we're still in the foundation process here, and then we'll move into the now and how we are blending and so on. But if we talk about also community influence, there are teachers, shopkeepers, pastors, and everybody else who that were in some kind of influential position, who helped with the discipline and manners and all those things. And even now, we will go back and say, oh, I remember when Miss So-and-so or Mass So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so would do this because of something that we have to do now. So if we can go back and reflect, are we now passing on to this generation? Because we have discussed in previous shows about the digital age, how we use the rotary phone at some point, and Picnic not have a clue when we talk about go down a pay phone or
dinosaur. I think we were from the land of the dinosaurs.
Right. Yeah. So this morning the topic is the things that made us then, now, and tomorrow. And we have to be guiding people, sharing for the tomorrow. Sharon, you're muted, my love. We have to be for the tomorrow. So, I mean, Max can share about the pillow, right? And today she's able to buy many pillows for different reasons.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? All of us are here sharing our experiences. And they also taught us about conflict resolutions, problems handled through conversation, or maybe they gave you a good whipping, but you couldn't say you didn't know what the whipping was for, because as they might beat you, they might tell you when they beat you.
No.
I'm breaking up and beat and break up the beat and tell everybody.
Much time me tell you say you no the sugar.
Yes.
So,
yeah, and you know what? And they taught us how to barter. You know that? They taught us how to negotiate. Those things are not, unless we pass them down. These things, it's like either you have it or you don't have it. But if I look and I see I have something that complements what you have. I have sugar and you have butter. And there's the need to make a cake. And I have everything else. You can barter like that. But you teach them that, and then they form a network, because invariably we also form a network with our community. It might be your community large, but it might be your Caribbean community. And then you know where to go. Just like Granny would take you to the market and say, go buy yam from this person. That is the man, that's the fish. You know who to go to for what and when.
At all times,
Lorna mentioned something about the kids pay the kids to carry the grocery for her. When we were growing up, you see a grown up carrying a couple bags, you go and ask them if they need help and take the bag, especially the boys who do that. They take the bag, and if you give them no money or anything like that, chances are you probably offer them money and they refuse. But the person may give them $1 or $2 or a few cents, and that can buy one per sweetie and bulla.
Yes. We were taught that. We were taught to help whether we knew the person or not. I remember situation. I was a little girl, probably I'll barefoot the time I got Clonmel. So I got the post office, and I saw this lady. She was wearing a black sandals, and she was eating June plum and salt, walking. Never forget, but I was really young. And she asked me to buckle her sandals because she's kind of heavy, so she couldn't bend down to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And she see me and stopped me and said, little girl, and she happened, and I bent down and buckled her sandals, and she gave me one June plum water where she eat and put some salt on it. I never forget, and I didn't know this lady from Adam. Yeah, but I did it. Because that's how I grew up. My grandmother always get me to do stuff for total strangers. So when she asked me, it wasn't anything. It wasn't a big deal. You couldn't ask a kid
that's the norm. That's the norm. In my district, a lot of the older people would ride donkeys because them used to go bush. They see them up bush. And some, and so I can't. It's countless people. I mean, not countless, but my grandmother's friends and so the men were always able to just jump up on top of the donkey. But some of the ladies, them always have a little genie. Some genie. I see the donkey come and they need help to go up in the saddle. And the donkey up to a little spot. And come on, me pitney, hold on pan the bit. And you stand up there, hold the bit so the donkey stays still. And then they climb up on the thing. And that was something I did a lot.
Well, I never had no donkey. The only donkey experience, you all know. But I never had any of that.
Yeah, you was racing. You was racing donkeys.
First of all, I'm very afraid of donkeys, so I'm going to go up on donkey.
I remember when the donkey kick off the way and we tear down the whole of the stone wall. So that's how oh my God, but whose lives are we shaping, now that we have learned from our grandparents, our elders, whose lives are we shaping?
Yeah, who are we mentoring?
So as we ask that question, we can also now delve into, the negative aspects of influence, because there have been some negative impacts. Sharon's, you're muted, my love.
I know I'm taking a call. That's why I'm coming.
Okay.
Right. I'm here.
So if some of us have had some really hard knocks, and because of that, it has made us hardened. We're not soft people. We are harsh. We are unforgiving. We don't give. We don't share nothing with nobody. We are just hardened by life's experiences.
Yeah. Situations and change of circumstances will cause these things.
Yeah. So how do we, when we identify those, either in ourselves, those traits, negative traits, or it's something that we are really proud of, then that goes without saying. But if we realize that, oh my God, I just heard something and it triggered me because I remember when. And that remember when has been like a stronghold. It's not gone nowhere. It's still there, and you see it popping up every now and again.
The thing is, you first have to recognize that you have changed.
Yes.
You have to recognize that. And if more than one, person tells you that there's something different about you, and even tells you what it is, you have to
look into yourself,
recognize and acknowledge that you have changed and you might be affecting somebody else negatively.
Right.
Yes. And well, the one thing I know was finished. Sorry, Jackie.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm just saying.
What I wanted to say is that I personally know that I have changed a lot. I mean, a lot. Even yesterday, even before I saw this topic, I sometimes sit and reminisce and look back and say, boy, Maxine, you have come a far way. You have changed a lot. Because I used to be the kind of person who get miserable and get mad for everything. If Norman and I are going somewhere and I take lamp to get ready, I would get really upset. If something didn't go my way, or go the way how I have it planned and have it all sorted out, I'll get upset and mad about it. But nowadays, I look at things differently. I look at the fact that if I have something planned and I want to do something my way and it doesn't happen the way I want, I said, God must be in this. Maybe it's God that's not allowing it to happen because maybe it was going to be a negative impact. So therefore, it's not happening in that direction. So I've learned to accept outcomes, whatever the outcome is. And I tend to look at the positive in the negative. I always try to find the positive in what we would refer to as being the negative. Because it must be God, it must be a reason. So I try not to get upset. Even right now, we're doing a project, Norman and I. And I pray and I say, Lord, if it is your will, make it go the way we'd love for it. But if it's not your will, you're going to see, you know the reason why you're not going to allow it, because it's nothing that's detrimental. Nothing's going to really affect us in any great way. But it's just something that we'd like to get done. But if it doesn't happen that way, I accept it. And I've come a far way, ladies. I'm telling you, I've come a far, long way to be in this position where I accept things as they are. Because years ago, it wouldn't be me. I'd be really putting on a scene. But thank God that has changed.
Amen. We're happy to hear that.
Yes.
We're happy to hear that. And it's true because sometimes, especially if we have been living on our own for a long time, our habits are formed. We in control of things. We can want to control people. So, we want to steer you a particular way. And if the person is resisting, there you're going to have real problems in your social life, in your relationships. There are just some things are based on how you were raised. If it was a family situation, you find that you pass it down to your children.
Yes.
So if you and people never get along, I've known where I go home one weekend and an aunt said to me, "Oh, you can't go over Miss So and so because," and it didn't have anything to do with me.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. But I went over there anyway because my friend.
Exactly. I'm like that. Me and that person don't have anything. Let me find that out for myself.
So
that's how I've always been.
Right. So sometimes we can pass on things to our children, and we children start to do the same thing.
Right.
Yes.
And the more it is being transferred, is the worse it gets.
Yeah.
Right.
As it goes down into the generation.
My son is kind of like that, Lady D. I can't tell my son, be careful how you deal with or speak to somebody. He's gonna go find out, why. Or test that person and see, why he shouldn't be in the company of that person. He has that thing about him where he'll go figure it out.
Right.
So I can't influence him or tell him don't speak to that. I can guide him, but he has that mind of his own where he's gonna find out for himself. He might find friendship or find a different way of dealing with somebody who I might not be particularly fond of. But I'm glad he can figure that out himself, and it's based on how I raised him. So
there you go, ma'am, and we're thankful. We're glad for you for that, because truthfully, we were raised by grandparents, and they were raised. A lot of them were raised by their grandparents. If they were raised by their parents, then if the family had it hard, it's almost like they hold on to that part of their lives so much that even when things are getting better,
they can't see it.
It's like a miser situation. They don't want to treat themselves. They don't want to let go of certain things. And your children might be saying, "But we don't have to do that anymore." But you're stuck.
Yeah, it's a mental thing.
Yes.
We get stuck. And when people are stuck, it's a very difficult.
Yeah.
Bulldozer can move them out of the stuckness.
Right?
Yeah.
It's hard, man. It's hard.
Stay there forever, yes.
So,
it's
go ahead, Maxie, and then I'll say.
So I was about to say it's just like hoarding, because some people hoard stuff. They have a dress or they have some shoes or they have some old clothes, whatever, and they can't get rid of it no matter what. I
No
mean, I'm
matter
guilty
what.
of some of that. We're holding on stuff, but if I know I'm not going to wear it and I don't like it, whatever, it doesn't fit anymore, just give it away. Just get rid of
Me
it.
too.
It's the same way we hoard physically, but we also hoard mentally. We hold on to situations. Say, oh, boy, I can't get over this. I have to keep it. But it
Oh
should
yeah,
be.
yeah,
Because it makes us rot inside that we don't realize.
yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
that's
run.
how you have that's how you have generational curse to because
Yes.
they say
Is it?
if the head is sick, the whole body is sick.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
it's granny or great granny who have probably some unforgiveness or some malicious intent and all that stuff, and you come along and it has nothing to do with you.
Yes.
Mhm.
But they pass it on. I've seen where families have had issues, and great grandma and grandma know what started it, and they pass it on to your parents, and then your parents come and were quote unquote taught to keep it going. Keep
Yes.
it going. We had them no plan pizza line and all that stuff.
All that kind
Mhm.
of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You come along now, you're looking, you're so glad you have a neighbor to play with or whatever, and they say you can't play with that, and I'm like, what? You're wondering why. So sometimes you really have to get to the place where you realize that
Yes.
cut off certain things. Some things just kill it out and don't keep it going forever.
Yes. Let
It's
go of
like
it. Yeah.
someone mentioned this week, how their mom would tell them how they are ugly.
Oh
And
God.
yes, would
Yes.
tell them how
I
they
know of
are
that
ugly.
situation.
And for a long, and she's beautiful, beautiful
Mm-mm.
black woman. But for a long time, she believed it. Or tell
Yes.
her how her foot big, and she said she had the smallest feet in the household.
Oh wow, what?
Yeah.
Hold
But you
on,
know something,
pause.
Lady
So,
D?
Hold on. My computer froze a little bit, so I didn't hear the first part. Who is this about?
no, someone was told by their mom, a woman was told by her mom when she was young that
Uh,
she's ugly because she's the darkest, but beautiful woman she is. But when she was young, their
oh my
mother told
gosh.
her she was ugly and that her forehead big.
Oh
Yeah, I
wow.
know of situation like
So,
that in
so
my family. That
and
happened in my
for
family
those,
too.
yeah, for those kinds of things, what you are told, it goes so deep
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes.
that
You need
even when
Especially when
therapy.
you're
somebody,
Some
young.
people,
yeah, man,
some
when
people
somebody,
who
yeah, when
they
people
need
are
to sit on
blessed
a
you up,
therapist couch to get out
Yes.
of
So,
that
so I have
because
to big up my mother. I have to big up my mother.
because look
Because
here, the
me
thing
never
about
I never feel anything different from a sweet pea. Sweet
okay,
pea.
well, there you
My mother
go.
call me sweet pea.
Yeah,
yes,
well,
yes,
you have the opposite with some persons, and sometimes it's a family
Yes.
trait. Sometimes you may have a child
Yes.
have a foot forehead, yes, or your foot big, yes, but you got it from them. Or you
mm-hmm.
got
Yes,
Of
my
you
course,
foot
I was
big
about
and
to
my
say
hand
that.
lady. They
you
always
got
tell
it.
me, Jackie, your hand them
Hold
fatty.
on, Jackie, hold on, because, or hold on, some of us have delays.
Oh
I didn't
yes, the
hear.
delay.
Some
Yeah,
of
the
us have
delay.
delays, so you have to give a little
But I
time
have a
before
delay.
you
I have
respond.
the delay.
Right. What was the statement here a while ago?
Go ahead,
Words.
Jackie.
No, I mean I say, Lady D always said to me, say, Jackie, your hand them fatty.
Oh yes, but of course
You
it's
you
not.
have you have
Yeah,
sausages for fingers.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
When I always tell people who point them out, we say these are big loving hands.
That's right.
Exactly.
These
You
Mhm.
are
have to
But
warm,
but
cream.
but, but
big.
you
You
know
have to
something,
cream
ladies?
butter and sugar, Jackie. You need to cream your butter and sugar and rub up the thing proper.
Of
Exactly.
course. And I was always told the opposite that me had them small. When I lived in the Bronx and we had a restaurant going, there was a guy that used to come and buy food. He always come buy like a bunch of food for people on the job. He did the construction. So he would come and order a lot of food. They'd call early and order and I would make it out, prepare it, and they'd come and pick it up. And he always say, yeah, and then lickly, you should never do hard work. Yeah, and them small, he has talk about me hands on me hands them small. that I shouldn't do hard work. But the point I really want to make here, ladies, is this. We have to, because when I was young, I did that. So I would look at people and criticize, Lord, they blacky, Lord, they ugly. Because you're young and you're a kid, you don't know, you don't understand. But as I've aged over the years, I realized that nobody can do anything about the way they look and the way they were born. None of us can. If you're dark, you're dark. If you're fat, you're fat, whatever the case is. But for the most part, the way we were formed and the way we were birthed, we can do nothing about it. If it's broad, it's broad. If it's big, it's big. You know, that's how you were born. So why should somebody look at you and tell you, say, Lord, your nose biggie, Lord, you're blacky? That is so bad and so wrong. Because you didn't choose to be the way you are. In other words, you were born that way.
Yeah, look, DNA don't lie, you know.
No.
And we can always want to take on the better attributes, if you want to put it that way. Some families have straight noses, and you know they have small waists, and you know this and that. What if you come from left field now and you did not get that? That means you're a member of the family. That's just how the thing's set. But you know, a lot of well, thank God I didn't have that to deal with, but I've seen other people have to deal with it, and it's a stigma, and sometimes you end up in therapy because you need to get over that and see yourself differently.
It affects you mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it gets stuck in their head, and it's hard for you to not believe
so
that.
Instead of criticizing and putting on that person, we should try to mentor. We should try to mentor. And mentoring doesn't necessarily mean you have to mentor a younger person than you. You can mentor somebody who's older than you. You can mentor a family member, because I have a sister that lives in Florida.
Yeah.
Sorry? I have a sister who lives in Florida, and she looks forward to calling me, and we chat a lot, and we chat very deep. And a lot of times I've had to mentor her because I'm older than her. She's third sister. And a lot of times she'd call me and ask me, for mentoring then, so to speak. Idea, advice, and I talk her up, and give her information and tell her what's, do this instead of do that, because she looks, and I make sure when she calls, if I don't have the answer right away, I say, okay, let me think about it, and I'll call you back. The answer doesn't have to be at the moment, because sometimes something you have to mull over and think about, and then you come back with the answer, because you want to make sure you give the right answer too. So mentoring comes to family members as well. There's also an artist who lives here in Georgia. He's much young guy is in his 30s. And I mentor him a lot. We and I went to an event recently, and we were performing, and I was the one who tell him, come, let's go. You have to expose your craft. You can't just make your songs and have them put down. Nobody will hear them if you have them sitting in a computer. You have to put yourself out there. And on our way back from the event, he was telling Miss Maxine, thank you. And I really thank you. I appreciate you. So mentoring comes in different forms, different ways, whether it's to an older person, a stranger, or a family member.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on the 1 second, Lady D, because I was going to just say to you that there are some very interesting comments popping up, and we should go over. But just to jump 1 second on the mentoring part, you can also be mentored by someone you have mentored, and that's what people need to know.
Yes,
because you alone don't have all the answers. There are situations and circumstances where it's out of your it's out of your league. Your experiences does not encompass whatever that subject matter is, and somebody that you have mentored can turn around and mentor you in that regard. So people have to also realize you are not all things to all people all the time.
No, all the time. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Each one teach one. Each one teach one. Yes.
So let's just go through I was popping them up, but let's just go over them very quickly, just so we don't miss anybody. So Lorna is saying, nope, I'm not able to cook for anyone nor give kids a ride to church. My church is online, so I can't give back since I keep to myself. Okay. We could perhaps ask Lorna if that's how.
Is that a personality trait, or it's just circumstances that's keeping you from?
Right.
You can't underestimate the power of human contact. No matter how limited it is, but some amount of human contact is absolutely necessary.
Yes.
Even
It is.
Yes.
small doses, yeah.
So could we also ask then, because that could have been passed down to her unintentionally, as Eval
Yes.
had posted a note. If most people who were exposed early to a car in their family, they don't know what it is to commute in public transportation. They only
Mhm.
mingled with people if they went to school or if they went to church, maybe even limited interaction in their communities. You'd be surprised. Or they were told, not to stay out long, come home by a certain
Mhm.
time.
Right.
And so that is formed in you. So as you become an adult, you find that you only go to work, you do what you have to do, and you just isolate after that.
Mm-hmm.
So the nurturing aspect of caring for people, maybe that wasn't
It wasn't
handed down
developed.
to you. It wasn't
It wasn't
developed.
it wasn't developed. But you have some people like they have tunnel vision. Some people it's a matter of self-preservation too. They say to
Mhm.
Yes.
themselves, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to get used and abused. So let me
Yes.
stay in my lane.
Mhm.
But you can stay in your lane to the point where it becomes somewhat of an obsession. And the next thing you have a disorder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
True.
Lorna, we hope as you're watching with us that, our comments as we dissect each section that we are discussing is kind of reaching you, reaching you in that way. Um, she also says here, oh Lord, yes, we'll pick up and help, even wash feet at church. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Um, right. She said, be careful if don't bite you. I guess it's the donkey.
Oh yes, the bit.
Yeah.
We
Lavina,
talked about the bit.
Lavina, Lavina says, when I have no donkey, you
No have
have.
bicycle.
Okay.
So it's some kind of fear with Lorna, probably, that she doesn't want to. She said, I won't lie, kids have asked me, but I don't want to be liable. I'm not sure
Yes.
what
It's
she was
accountability.
referring to.
Accountability too. You see, like how we spoke about um TPD, not TPD or
Hmm.
the company you worked for.
Yeah.
They wouldn't just go cook food because they would have
Yes.
had to go through the Ministry of Health and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So there are people who, rather than giving themselves, go cook a pot of porridge and go do whatever.
Mhm.
They don't know if people have
So
allergy issues. There are so
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
that
So they
happen
rather
and
stay
it's
away
crowded.
from
so
doing it.
look how
Yeah.
we can link this now. Okay, so they can't do it from that, from their perspective. But look at my mother now. My mother cooks for the shut-ins on weekends. They could contribute to a community
Mm-hmm.
effort like that.
Mm-hmm.
And for somebody who already knows the people in the community and is already doing that stuff for the people in the community, they could contribute to something like that.
Yes.
So he could do more, or so the community person who is doing this good for the community could continue their efforts.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So Eval says many have been influenced negatively without knowing and have passed these traits on to others unintentionally.
true.
True.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Oh, true, true.
Then Lorna says, I pray to avoid anxiety. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tiny says, hey, Tiny, good to see you. I give myself grace while I cannot work on myself, while I continue to work on myself. I'm open to therapy.
Yeah.
There
That's
you
that's
go.
good. You have to, like I said, you have to recognize it. And like she just mentioned, open to therapy. You have to recognize the problem, open to the change, and find the cure
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
something that will help you.
Yes,
Yes.
small steps, small steps.
Yes.
Small steps.
Oh,
Yes.
Stacy says I have to go. This was such a meaningful and thoughtful conversation. I look forward to the next. Thank you so much, Stacy. All right.
Yes.
Lorna says, I'm darkest and have to admit I'm not as friendly as my sisters or brothers. So I'm in many ways a black sheep.
Oh God, no.
No, you're not no
No.
black
No,
sheep.
you are
You're
not,
telling
girl.
yourself
No,
that.
you are not. No, you
Mhm.
are not. No,
No,
no.
she says, but I like avenues like this. So I guess
Yes,
here
well,
here
stay
No.
with
she's
us. We
No,
will.
you're not.
comfortable.
Yes. No,
Mhm.
you
This
are
is when
not.
you have to be open to
You
some
gotta look in the
intervention,
mirror and tell
Lorna.
yourself, look in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm a beautiful woman.
Mhm.
Yes.
Look in yourself in
Yeah.
the mirror and tell
You have to
yourself that.
start
Say
telling
it
yourself
over
and
and over
believing
every
it.
day.
Yes.
Telling yourself
Yes,
positive things and believe it.
Yep.
Mhm.
You
positive
are fearfully and
affirmations. You gotta
wonderfully
look
made,
in the
my
mirror
dear.
and tell yourself.
That's one thing with our race. Look at the four of us right now. We are black women and we are not the same shade.
Same.
So
No.
Right.
many different
And
shades.
funny,
No,
I looked at that earlier.
We are all black, period.
different. Yes,
And we are not the same hue. If we all put out our four hands, so are different shades of black, and even in families,
yes,
you look around and
Mhm.
you are, you have different shades. You don't even know what we call it. You have burnt sienna, you have mulatto,
Yeah,
you
right.
got chocolate, you
Yeah.
got hazelnut,
You have chocolate,
and
dark chocolate,
it's chocolate,
caramel,
caramel, like,
milk chocolate.
yes,
Yes.
so
milk, milk
you
chocolate.
just be if you have to be a strong cup of espresso, you be the strong cup of espresso that you are.
That's right.
And I make nobody steal your light, girl. Step out and say, look at me. I'm
Mm.
fearfully and wonderfully made.
Wonderfully made.
Yes,
Wonderfully made.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
I
I'm the
want you to
absolutely.
darkest
change
of the
that.
bunch.
Lorna, I'm kind of concerned.
Don't hide. Step
Hold on,
out.
Jackie. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I was on a roll
No,
with
go
you.
ahead. I have a little delay, so I'm holding on.
Uh-huh. Go ahead now.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of concerned. I feel for Lorna because I sense that there's something that I probably have. This is coming from far, probably deep.
Mhm.
And I sense that she needs some intervention. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, what you call it, therapy. It could be from people who are like us,
Mhm.
just
Just to
just
talk.
affirmations, positive
Yeah.
affirmations, and you need to hear that daily, and you need to be open to
Mhm.
hearing it and believing that
Yes.
you're a beautiful, wonderful woman.
Wonderful. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jax.
And
And
another thing too, where that is concerned, you gotta do the things that you like and that you enjoy. Because a lot of times we we have something that we can do, something we're good at, and we sit on it. But you got to bring
Mhm.
yourself out and don't be
Mhm.
afraid. Just bring whatever that thing is. Like I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy writing. My ability is to write. When it comes to numbers, I can't do anything. I can't even say I don't even know that one and one is two. I don't even know that. But if you give me something to write, I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. And I
Mhm.
find that that is my strength, and I stick to it, and I make it known, and I put it out there, whether it's in my poetry or in my music. So we got to do that too. Put ourselves out there. Whatever we're good at, don't be
Mhm.
afraid. Just put it out there because nobody will know that you are a good singer. Nobody will know that you bake very well, Jackie, unless you put it out there.
That's
So
right.
we got to put ourselves out there, whatever that positive thing is, whatever we
Mhm.
enjoy. Lady D, she has a beautiful voice. Charlotte, very smart. She articulates very well. Put it out there.
Mhm. There
Ladies,
you
never be afraid. Don't put yourself down. Because everything is
You know,
beauty is skin deep, we all know. So if you feel
mhm.
within yourself you're not that pretty, do something that's gonna highlight you then and
Yes.
put yourself out there.
Yes,
I believe
ma'am.
in
Yes.
that.
I'm
Mhm.
glad you said that, Max, because I kind of answered a question, not necessarily a question, but something my son said to me last night, and I was rolling my eyes. And when you say put yourself out, he's the kind, like I tell you, he's the kind of kid where say, Mom, I'm going to, I need to recognize something and commit to it. And this is
Mhm.
what I'm going to do. I want to go to California. I said, you're going to go to California and do what? Because he's into the music thing. And all I'm
Mhm.
looking at is that it's not bringing in money to you right now. But he's
Yes.
looking at it that it can work, and this is what he wants. This is his passion. This is what he loves, and he's gonna put himself out there, and he's gonna
Yes,
either go to New York, California, wherever it.
To
And
make it
I'm
happen.
rolling my eyes.
And,
yes.
and again, so so the rolling of the eyes, you believe that your mother affirmed you constantly, right? She
Yes,
affirmed you
yes,
constantly. Of all the things that you've achieved, anything that, missteps in life, she was still there for you. And so that lesson that you learned from her, you now have to pass it on, because your mother Jackie still allowed you to build your own, create your own experiences.
yeah,
He has to now build and create his. And I always remember Pastor Pierre, now a bishop, had said, if you don't make yourself visible, no one will see you.
All right. Now.
Absolutely.
And I've held
Definitely.
on to that, because
Yes.
just this week we had a conversation in Asinet. And I was saying, why is it that there are people, when they pay you a compliment, it's almost like a big burden come upon you to say, I thank you so much, and accept it gracefully, rather than we just say, oh, I'm not really, I'm not nothing, thanks. And you kind of pull back to embrace who you are.
Yes.
And so I was saying, no, I didn't grow up that way. I was always the most willing to and eager to learn something new. My grandmother was the first person to put me on a stage, and I did the
yeah. My grandmother too,
recitation
with
and
me.
those things. So I don't have that. If you pay me a compliment, I take it, and I will compliment people. You can know if
Yes.
somebody really a burn inside of them to compliment you, but they don't really want to do it. But you can't help them. But I will. You allow people to build their experience. So even parents would want to hold on to their children, so that they want to be sure that they will go the right way, as we should. But we are not the ones living their lives for them. So, Jack,
Absolutely
I'm
not.
just encouraging you. You have to just pray, trust God, give him the
Yeah,
best counsel, maternal counsel that you can. And if you want to get other people who are quite experienced before he makes the move, but don't say to him, no go.
I try not to say no. I don't say, but when I think of the field that he's trying to embark in, he's a great master mixer, and
Mhm.
it's still not an easy thing to just walk into a place and say, okay, I'm a master mixer, I need a job.
Yeah,
It's a
but
Hold
how?
Well,
on.
you know what, Jack?
So
Jackie,
But let me
hold
say this.
on. Hold on a second. Do not underestimate favor.
Yes.
Mhm.
Favor will make him get picked out of a thousand.
That's
Right.
true, and
Yeah.
he can talk, he
Yeah.
can deliver himself. So that's
Let me
the
say,
only thing I'm
yeah.
holding on to, because I don't
Mhm.
want him to fail.
So right now,
Well, you
Jackie,
know what?
he has a collection of his beats.
Beats, and he has he writes songs, he has music, he has
Right.
beats, he has
So,
a whole lot of stuff, but I don't see where it's.
so how I can ask, because when they have this creative mindset, it's not a case where they now have this skill set to take them to the next level. They're gonna need somebody to take them, or several people,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So he's the originator. What he now needs is people who can say, let me give it a listen. And he might get
Right.
5
Right.
million, he might get 5
Exactly.
million listens, but at
Mm-hmm.
least he's now visible to people. So it's about
Right.
who he's connecting to. How
Yeah.
is that process done?
Yes.
Okay, I know we're
Yes.
almost at the end or whatever, but
Yes,
When we're done with the
I just
show,
want I
I
wanted
just want
to
to,
button you on the
I just
music
So
want to
and
when
the
we
meet
wrap
music.
up the
privately
show,
with
we
you
can talk about
ladies.
it. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
wrap
I
about
want
it.
to meet privately with you ladies for about 10 minutes.
That's
Okay.
fine, my lovey.
I need your, I
Okay.
need
But I just
your,
wanted to say something here about the music
I
thing
need your,
because
I need
I'm
to
into
speak
that.
to you
So
about
Max,
something.
hold on. Hold on.
Okay,
So
sweetie.
what she's saying, got your jacks. So what she's saying, Max, is when we wrap up the show, she wants to have a one-on-one with us for a few minutes.
Off air, yes, off air,
Right?
yeah.
So up here. So while we are just giving her pointers, she needs us. So we
Awesome.
understand.
Okay.
Yeah, we
So
get
we'll
it.
break with that for now. And we're going to wrap up. It's 11:32. I believe we have touched, because again, this is a loaded topic, because we have
Yes, it is.
generational issues, we have personal issues, we have
Yes.
psychological, we have spiritual issues, social issues, when it
Mhm.
comes on to how we are formed, why we do the things we do.
Yes.
But let us just bear in mind that things hold people, and it's how they're being passed on that really impacts us. So it
Mhm.
can be our fear and limited mindset, right? And we Churns alluded to the stay in your lane. But then that was then. If you are still holding on to that in the now, we won't move forward. But the now says that that same fear of failure or inferiority still shows up as hesitation, whether to pursue education, business, or some creative dream of sorts. How it passes on, children absorb adults hearing, we can't afford that, or people like us don't reach there. And that creates some inherited limits
Yeah.
within us. It prevents us. Then there is, and I'm just giving you the summary and we wrap up, pride and unforgiveness. There was a time families sometimes hid pain or avoided apology to save face. We know that.
Mhm. Yeah.
But now,
Mm-hmm.
silence still replaces healing. Conflicts are buried, not resolved. How it passes
Mm-hmm.
on, young people see bitterness normalized and learn to withdraw instead of reconcile.
Mhm.
Then you have gossip and character assassination, and we spoke about that. The village talk could shape reputations for life. If you were labeled as a thief, no matter what, even if you never thief or you did thief and you changed, transformation took place. The first time somebody come in around community, them say over there, so Mass John live and so, and over there, so our man where the thief.
One thief in Boile.
Thief in
In thief milk out of coffee.
right? So, but now it's multiplied online. You have social media mix up
Oh yeah.
instead
Oh
of
Lord,
private,
And
right? Private
you will
correct.
have to break the
that's where it's
stigma,
manufactured.
Yeah, break
especially if
stigma.
you don't want to be labeled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Poverty mentality. We always poor. That was when you were surviving. It was a survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people still think small. They hoard
Mm-hmm.
knowledge or avoid collaboration out of scarcity mindset. And we said that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And how it passes on, children grow up believing success must come with struggle or
Yeah.
envy
Mm-hmm.
instead of teamwork and abundance.
Yes.
Yes.
Very much
We
so.
have to get past these things.
It's a
Lack
lot.
of
It's a lot to unpack. It's
it's a
baggages
lot.
and baggages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lack
Mm-hmm.
of emotional expression. Then many were told, don't cry, be strong, keep it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, emotional distance is mistaken for strength. Mental health struggles go untreated. How it passes on, children mirror emotional suppression, difficulty communicating feelings, or showing empathy.
Yeah.
And we're wrapping up. Broken family patterns. Then, domestic violence, absentee parenting, or infidelity were kept behind closed doors. Now, the patterns repeat in new forms: emotional neglect, unstable relationships. How it passes on: pain unhealed becomes pain repeated.
Most.
Cycles continue until someone chooses healing.
Mm-hmm.
And we will also mention judgment. And this is also a tough one. Judgment or hypocritical religion.
Mm-hmm.
Then, strict church culture sometimes emphasized appearance over grace. So, whether it was the daily on your head, the frock down to your ankle, no little perm in the hair, nothing,
Dry face.
dry face, no little lip, no little Vaseline on the lips. Now, many reject church entirely because they saw condemnation instead of compassion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how it passes on, the next generation disconnects from faith rather than reimagining
Oh
it with
yeah.
love
Mhm.
and authenticity.
Very much.
Yes.
And finally, complacency and excuses. Then, at least we're managing, become a comfort zone. Now, some resist growth or change, preferring tradition over transformation. How it passes on, children learn to settle instead of strive.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
generational blessings are passed down just like generational burdens. The question is, which one are we feeding and which one are we feeling?
Ah,
Yep.
yeah.
Strong.
It's
Strong.
it's
Strong.
Mhm.
that's it. That's a lot to mull over. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
it's
Because
deep.
if
Yeah.
we
Deep.
want the best, you have to come out of the shadows of whatever because sometimes the good you want to do, like the apostle Paul says, you don't do it, and the
Mhm.
bad you're not to do, that's what you do, and you do it over and over.
Over.
You're in a pattern, you're in a cycle that is not good at all, because it's not only it not only affected your parents, it's affecting you, and then if you're not plugging it in, it's affecting this generation. It could be your children, or it could be your grandchildren. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
And I was looking around and saying, I'm the only grandmother here, but you have to be conscious of certain things, and if you can list them and see where you are with them, give yourself a
Mhm.
checkup from the neck up. It's not one of them other checkup, it's one from the neck up. There's a
Yes.
saying that it's not what you gather but what you scatter that tells the kind of life you have lived. So some people
Mhm.
live a massive thing that they're going to leave behind. But like,
Mhm.
we all spoke about our grandparents, the nuggets and the wisdom that they have deposited in us. We
Mhm.
are
Mhm.
using that now. We are living that. So let us try and let's endeavor to do that for this generation. That way they can affect the
Yeah.
next generation, because it just keep going. It's your legacy, you know. Yeah.
Mhm. Thank you, Sharon's. I believe we have covered a good ground this morning. And we thank everyone for tuning in. Ladies, thank you for making the topic come alive. And I'm sure there will be a takeaway for all of us this morning. And allow us to,
Yes.
do some introspection here, because you'll be surprised how people are functioning in this world here, all because of how some experience they had and it not going nowhere, it not leaving, especially if it's negative. If it's positive, hey, but if it's negative, it's hard. So we want to thank you all for tuning in. And don't forget, at the end of the show, you can share the link with someone, invite them to log on catch the show, they missed it, tell them you have to watch this one here. The things that made us then, now, and tomorrow. Right here on Voices with Lady D, Saturday morning runnings, where
All
culture
right.
meets conversation. So we're gonna say we gonna know,
Yeah.
Come ladies, make we do the thing.
Me I go in.
Me I can't go up.
And Jackie freeze. So let me help out Jackie.
Yeah, go on.
Jackie, I go wrong.
Yeah, go on, yard.
All right.
You go on up, galang up, go down, go round, so go on in, go round. Blessings, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we look forward to seeing you next week for another edition of Saturday Morning Runnings. Bye.
Running.
All right.
Bye.
Welcome to Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. I'm your host, Lady D Denise Gomez Green, inviting you to join me each week for real conversations, powerful stories, and uplifting perspectives that shine a light on voices from the community and the diaspora. Kick off your week with the Monday Drive from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Dive deep on Thursdays with Center Stage from 6 to 8 p.m. And ease into your weekend with Saturday Morning Runnings every Saturday at 10 a.m. Catch Voices with Lady D on YouTube, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network online, and YouTube, and Fit FM 96.7 in Stuart Castle, Trelawney, Jamaica, or tune in on Linkage Radio online. So lock in, turn it up, and remember, every voice has power. This is Voices with Lady D. Celebrate the heartbeat of Caribbean culture with Saturday Morning Runnings. Join us on Saturday at 10 a.m. on YouTube as we showcase the vibrant heritage of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean with 4 incredible women: Sherns, Max, Jackie, and yours truly, Lady D. From powerful stories to cultural traditions, we're bringing the flavor, rhythm, and excellence of the Caribbean straight to you. It's more than a show. It's a celebration of the roots and traditions that inspire and unite us. Subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to stay connected. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. it's Saturday Morning Runnings. Come feel the vibes. Saturday Morning Runnings, where Caribbean heritage comes alive.